From Teddy Atlas, branding him the complete packaging, to Samson Lukowicz declaring that no welterweight could go toe-to-toe with him. Here's how boxing pros reacted to Jaron Ennis knocking out Roiman Villa. The veteran coach and commentator thinks that Boots is the real deal, and he was full of praise for the young boxer after his last showing against Flaco d'Oro. Y'all know how outspoken Teddy is with his predictions, and he's now identified Jaron as the one to watch for the fans. Atlas also believes that Jaron would be knocking on the doors for the championship soon enough, and that even at the age of 26, Ennis is ready to take on anyone in the world. Teddy predicts that with his performance, Boots should be able to secure a match with the winner between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Atlas had more to say on the topic since he declared Jaron to be a complete fighter. The seasoned pundit highlighted that Jaron's a big welterweight, much like Spence, but at the same time, his style's similar to that of Crawford. Teddy pointed out that the young boxer has all the right tools in his kit and he can control range and counterpunch when he wants to. Plus, he can fight from the pocket as well as from range, but the best part about his style is his instincts. He's really good at timing his shots, and he's got solid fundamentals to back it up. Teddy did say that every once in a while, Jaron makes mistakes, which makes it easy for his opponents to touch him. But he's still right up there with the top dogs in boxing. Atlas, much like others, was impressed with how Jaron knocked Roiman out. Boots stayed in control for almost the entirety of the match, dominating the early rounds with his jabs and decimating Villa with power punches in the middle rounds. Not gonna lie to you guys, it was pretty close in rounds 3 through 5, but Jaron was still ahead on the scorecards. It was in the 6th frame of the fight when Jaron hurt Roiman for the first time with a huge overhand right. The Venezuelan still showed a lot of resolve to survive and kept on fighting, but he was badly banged up after eating that shot from Boots. It was pretty much over at that point, cause Jaron continued to batter an already hurt Villa through rounds 7 and 8, and even sent blood flying from Roiman with some snapping shots. The ringside doctors were concerned, and they took their time with Villa in between rounds. But he still chose to continue with the fight, hoping that the tides of the match would turn in his favor eventually. The 9th round was a slower one, but in the 10th, Jaron decided to end things as he landed a picture-perfect 1-2 that sent Villa tumbling to the canvas, making the referee step in to stop the fight halfway through the round. This was a decisive win for the young boxer, and he revealed his game plan after securing a KO win over his opponent. Boots said that he was looking to break Roiman down gradually, because he knew that the Venezuelan was a tough dude, so he had to be smart with his strategy. He took his time and kept touching Villa throughout the match, allowing him to set Roiman up for that knockout. Jaron knew that the fight was over in the 10th round after he struck Flaco d'Oro with that left hand, but he threw a right hand just to seal the deal. Boots completely dominated the fight with 164 power shots to Villa's 57, and he said that he wants to stay active in the division. He named the winner between Spence and Crawford for his next match to be his favorite, but he's willing to take on Imantas Stanionis in a heartbeat. Jaron wants to fight one more time before the end of 2023 just so he can mark his 3rd match in a year. Apart from these, Keith Thurman and Jordinas Ugas are also guys Boots is interested in fighting. The man wants to stay active, and honestly, that's a great mindset for a boxer as young and talented as Jaron. This wasn't lost on the pros who tuned in to watch his fight against Villa either. The former champ, Jamel Herring, chimed in on Twitter and said that even though the best welterweights are yet to fight, Jaron is definitely the future of the division. He also pointed out that Boots has significantly improved since his last outing and bounced back from that questionable performance against Karen Chukadjian. Herring also called out Villa's team because the man was clearly hurt, so they should have thrown in the towel to stop the brutality. And this is something that even Crawford and Andre Berto thought as well. It was getting painful to watch after a point, and the fight should have been stopped way earlier. Raul Marquez summarized it best, saying that Villa wasn't really winning any rounds and his corner should have stopped him from continuing even before the 7th round. Sergey Lipinets was very impressed with Boots, but he predicted that no one from the top 5 of the division will now risk it against Jaron, which might present a problem for him going forward. Kenneth Sims Jr. praised that right hand of Boots. pointing out that the 26-year-old messes his opponents up when he lands it right behind their ears. A lot of the pros, including Berto and Stephen Fulton, complimented Villa for his toughness. I mean, it isn't easy coming back again and again in front of a guy who's piecing you up. So the future looks bright for the Venezuelan as well. Boots has clearly earned a shot at the title with that performance, and his potential opponents both agree. Crawford and Spence are yet to take on each other, but both of them have their eyes set on a potential showdown with Jaron. Obviously, they need to sort out things between themselves first, but they can't deny that Jaron's a worthy candidate. Terrence said that he always knew that Boots was an exceptional fighter, and he's been supporting the young man since he was an amateur. Jaron reminds Crawford of himself when he was younger, so he relates to the 26-year-old more than anyone else. Boots deserves the title and everything else that comes with it, according to Terrence, but he'll have to wait his turn for now. Spence didn't shy away from the idea of fighting such a talented guy either, calling Jaron nice as hell, and Jaron's at a point in his career that he'll take a fight against anyone if the money's right for him. The knockout over Villa may have gotten Jaron a lot of attention, but Sean Porter was saying this man was insane even before that. The former champ believes that Jaron's going to be the best welterweight since Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. This is a huge claim, but Porter thinks that the young boxer can easily surpass both Spence and Crawford. According to Sean, just like there's no one close to Shakur Stevenson at 135, there's no one like Jaron at 147 pounds. Porter believes that Boots has everything in his arsenal except for the stardom that he deserves, which he should be able to attain soon enough because he's in a class of his own, and there's no one who could threaten him inside the ring. Sean meant no disrespect to his former rivals. Porter went as far as to say that if you were to make a robot boxer, then you'd make it to be an exact copy of Boots. That's how good the 26-year-old is with his hands, and that's what Jaron's promoter thinks as well. Sampson's confident that no welterweight in the entire world can take on his guy, even predicting that neither Spence nor Crawford will agree to face him. Sampson thinks that after their match for the title, both of those guys will choose to move up from welterweight to junior middleweight. Boots' promoter thinks that the champs are gonna do all they could to avoid his man, and he went on to praise Villa for his willingness to fight a guy as dangerous as Jaron. Sampson added that the Venezuelan was really hungry for this and commended him for taking such devastating blows to the face like a champ. Villa even hit Jaron a couple of times, but that doesn't really matter to Sampson because Boots is the best welterweight he's seen in over 20 years. I mean, every promoter kinda wants to hype up their fighters, but you can't deny that this young talented boxer truly is something special. Time will tell if he's able to steer his career in the right direction, going on to become one of the best fighters ever in the sport. So, there you have it, folks. From Samson Lukowicz declaring that no welterweight could go toe-to-toe with him, to Teddy Atlas branding him the complete package. That's how boxing pros reacted to Jaron Ennis knocking out Roiman Villa.